Welcome to another video here on KevReviews. This one more KevCentral based. And if you know, on a previous KevReviews video, I made this new toolbox for specialty bike tools. I got a lot of my stuff in there, left a few things out, and one of the things I left out is a tool that I honestly don't have to use a lot. And it's the Cricut carbon drive adjuster for the Gates belt drive. I bought that, and really you don't need it because they usually come from Priority, which is where most of my belt drive bikes come from, already set up quite well. But that is a tool, and it is a specialty tool. And you can also see got my KevCentral sticker in the toolbox. I went for this central lower position. Quite a few people commented, and this seemed to be the preference. So there, get that out of the way, and now on to today's video. Well, actually, let me stop really quick and address one thing. There's the static sound you hear in the background. I'll probably put some music over this to try to drown that out, but that's my air conditioner. Trust me, you want it on right now because there's apparently a party going on 2 houses down the road. Quite loud, and I'm trying to drown that out somewhat. And now to today's video topic, and that's bike components, because I'm asked regularly what bike parts do I stock up on, or at least always make sure that I have on hand. And that's especially important these days because you know we're having some shipping issues like tires. Tires are near impossible to get right now. So whenever I see tires that I want on sale, I usually try to buy them. Like these Minion DHFs I purchased about 2 months ago, and you're going to see these soon. Hint, hint, it's on the Schwinn Axle. But bike tires, and I think this is my only existing free pair of tires right now. They're that hard to get. What about tubes? Well, normally I have quite a few tubes, but I'm at a low spot. Naturally, things always happen, like, you know, a virus, that makes shipping near impossible and availability scarce. So I'm one of many, so don't feel left out if you can't find tubes either, because I'm right there in the clubhouse with you. And bike saddles or bike seats. You can see by the shape that this is a bike saddle, but I'm not going to show you this one because it's going on a project and I don't want to spoil the reveal, because trust me, it's an oddball look for what's going to be an oddball product. But bike saddles, another component that I always try to have on hand. And headsets, I always try to keep a few of these on hand now, thanks to Schwinn. With their new tapered head tubes, all you need is a new tapered lower cup, and you can use a tapered fork. So that's why I keep a few of these now, especially since I made the first video and I didn't stock up on them beforehand, and they sold out, and that created a problem. So now I always try to keep these on hand. And grips, in one form or another, I always try to have spare grips on hand because I can pick these up dirt cheap when I find them on sale. So I usually try for a variety of colors. I had 4 sets laid out. I can only find these 2, so that's another reason I have to stock up on them, because I lose them so much. And grips have to go on something. That's why I keep a spare stockpile of handlebars, like these Ace Kit Jessicas. Usually keep a variety of different widths, just so I can get what I want, or at least some that I can cut down to the width that I want. Handlebars, very important on big box bikes. It's a quick, easy upgrade that'll make a big difference. Get some good handlebars and some good grips. Hydraulic disc brakes, another thing I regularly change, especially on the project bikes. And these JG bike hydraulic brake sets, in my opinion, are the best bang per buck. They come pre-filled. All you have to do is take them off and bolt them on. This is the MT200, M315, one of those is the old part number. One is the new from Shimano, because these are actual Shimano brake sets. They come in 2 different sizes with the hose length. I think a 1650 for the rear and an 1800. I usually try to keep one of each at least, so that I always have these. And now these have gotten where not only do they get scarce at points, especially right now, but they also tend to go up and down in price. Sometimes I can get them for $59. Last I think these were $89 when I purchased them. So good thing to stock up on hydraulic brakes, especially people like me that upgrade a lot. And I'm talking upgrade a lot because, you know, it's something that I do on KevCentral, and one of the staples of my project bikes is changing from a 3x drivetrain down to a 1x. And I discovered these, I think probably some viewers can comment on the exact date, but I think possibly 1.5 years, maybe 2 years ago. And that's these IXF or Sky, see the name labeled, these 1x crank sets. It comes with the external ball bearing bottom bracket. I mean, everything that's needed, and then I just throw on one of these 1x chain rings, and I do like these snails, so I stock up on those too, sometimes in oval, sometimes in round. And not only just snail, you're gonna see some different stuff upcoming, some different brands. So SciSky and chain rings. Now, let me talk one more time about these IXF crank sets, because I have seen people say that they've purchased them, at least a few people, not many, but a few, that they purchased them and the crank arm actually stripped out. You know, I've used these on countless bikes. Not only have I not had a problem, I know multiple people that ride hard that use these exact same crank sets, but I usually link to a specific one. Comes in a box, it's the same company, and on KevCentral, it's usually who I go to purchase. It's through Amazon, but it's the same company that makes them. Well, when all this stuff started happening with everything that we're going through right now, well, actually two reasons. I'll get to the second in a moment, but the one reason is because with everything we're going through right now, I started worrying these would get hard to get coming from China, so I ordered a few different sets. And something interesting happened. They arrived not in a box, but some of them in a bag, still all the same parts, look to be of the same quality, but bag. This is my second bag that came like this. And one arrived from China. It took it quite a while to get here. It wasn't in a bag, it was in a box, but it was wrapped up like this. So that makes me wonder if, like many things, it comes with all the, can't even get this out, all the same parts, but that makes me wonder if there are multiple companies making this same brand. If so, that could possibly contribute to different quality when it comes to how well these are going to hold up. So we'll see. Now that I have 3 different types of packaging for the same crank set, I'll be able to test it out and find out. But again, crank sets, another thing I stock up on, thanks to 3x. Now 3x is slowly going away, but as you'll see in upcoming videos, even though 3x is slowly going away and we're getting 1x's on some of these modern big box bikes, I'm still swapping them over to this because I want that external bearing bottom bracket. Alright, so chain rings, 1x crank set, and before I get these completely out of the way, let me also mention one thing here. And this is something that I think long-time KevCentral viewers are going to identify with. Now, I've been talking about these SciSky IFX crank sets for well over a year and a half. I think around 2 years. And as far as I know, I was the first one to ever talk about these and use them, at least on scale, or at least to get any volume of views or attention to them. And since that time, I've been seeing lots more talk about these. So I think we're having an impact. We're at least getting some attention to stuff, and that gets me to one specific product. Pedals. And not just any pedals, these Fuker pedals. Because when I discovered these, which was totally by chance, just surfing around on Amazon, when I discovered these Fuker mountain bike pedals, a knockoff of Race Face Chesters, which are my favorite pedals, you know, these were like $17, $18. I found them to not only be of good quality, but the price. I mean, how can they be beat? Well, since that time, we've been working with these now for a couple of years, all of a sudden I'm noticing other videos and other reviewers talking about Fuker pedals and how good they are. Well, you know, that's things we've known here on KevCentral for at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So we are ahead of the curve, so I guess in a way we can kind of be bike snobs because we found out about Fuker before other people knew they existed, or at least before they really came on the radar. So we're ahead of the game, and in a way, bike snobs, because we know these big box bikes, like this Schwinn aluminum comp with its tapered head tube, put a few parts on that, and it can turn into a really good bike. That said, with everything that's going on, not only did these get tight to get, I saw on Amazon, they're back on Amazon, but the pricing has changed. It was $34.99 for this set of pedals. Now that's still cheaper than Race Face Chesters, but $34.99 is a lot more than my budget mindedness wants me to spend on mountain bike pedals. Now there are Rock Bros and a few others, but I really like Fukers. So I'm wondering if maybe all the attention has done some bad for Fuker, because they are so close to race face Chesters. I mean, it is basically a race face Chester with a different name on it, so we'll see. But that's another thing that I try to always keep a stockpile of. One of the main things, because pedals, bars, grips, those are easy go-tos to make a big change on any bike. And the final thing I always try to have on hand is the other half of the drivetrain. An example would be this 11-speed SRAM NX rear derailleur. There's a cassette that goes with that, but it's in the loft above me, packaged up, because I'm about to do some work out here in the bike barn. I didn't want to lift all that weight down. Plus, I don't even have my ladder in here right now to get up to the loft, but some sort of drivetrain component. Now, this has been a staple of KevCentral. I know we're on KevReviews, but again, KevCentral is where a lot of this stuff comes from, so if you haven't already, head over and subscribe to that channel. But this is a mainstay of that channel, the NX. But recently I've discovered Advent, I've discovered a new box setups, which I have on order. My box setup should be in, I'm hoping, this week. I've been waiting 2 months. And as far as the new Advent 10-speed, I've ordered that and had it canceled 3 times. So I'm hoping the 4th time is going to be the charm now that supplies are slowly starting to get places. Of course, with the new upswings, who knows what's going to happen. But for now, this is all that I have. This and the cassette that matches, but drivetrain components. And there you have it. For the people that wanted to know, that's a rough idea of the components, the types of components that I usually try to keep on hand. You never know when you're going to need them or when they're going to be difficult to get. And hopefully this will get me through until supplies start to normalize and we can all get back to having fun and buying bikes when we want them and not just what's available, like some people are having to do right now. Hope you found this entertaining. Give this video a thumbs up if you did. And as I mentioned earlier, this is more KevCentral stuff, and I periodically mix in some bike stuff here on KevReviews. But if you haven't subscribed to that channel, hope you head over there and do so. And if you're on this one and you're new and haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you have that notification bell active. And like I say on KevCentral, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.